Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Monsieur. I wanted to come and say hello. Wish you a good day. I wanted to say that we are all going through some very I don't know about you, but there's like sometimes it's like everything feels really good. We're moving into this really positive state of emotions. We're still going down to lower emotions, and the contrast. So with like slowly but surely the higher is becoming higher, and the lower is not becoming as low as before. We feel like there is a great deal of difficulty. Sometimes I feel I don't know if I'm really qualified until I can resolve some of my earth problems. For I'm a really good spiritualist, but as a human, I'm not as empowered as I wish it to be. So, but I hope that it will come soon. Spirit woke me up in the middle of the night to wish me a happy vacation. So there's hope there. And the situation that I'm in will be solved. For it is difficult for me, but it's even more difficult for the planet. The planet is going through some very difficult times. She has to transmute all the darkness energy, the war energies, all those things that have been going on for so long. And so we came here on assistance. They've been talking about a solar wave that will come and that will activate new memories. That will the feminine love of the universe will be inaugurating this new era of light and life, this new era of the golden age that will be available for us as we will be elevated. So I hope so. I pray for it. For often Spirit says it will happen then, but then as we get there, we say it didn't happen, and so and then we put a new carrot, and it will happen then, and then. But after 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, we feel like, well, you tell me that it's going to be happening then, but it's like we know it's not going to be happening then because we've been through that hundreds of times before. So it's like no longer expectation. It is just something to keep us aligned and focused. And so, but yet there are things that can happen. There is always hope in any event. I'm going to pull a few cards because timing is like sometimes God is in the present of now, and sometimes we receive the energy, we receive the vision, we receive the condition, but it's like we have to accept what it is and to be in that without having to manifest. But it's like if you're going through a desert. And you're very thirsty, and you see an oasis, and you get there, and you see it's a mirage, and you continue to walk, and then you see another oasis, you see it's a mirage, and so and then 100 times like this, and then eventually you see an oasis, and eventually you say, oh, it's like, even if it's a real oasis, you say, well, I know it's a mirage. I'd rather die there than walking to another mirage. And so, but everybody on the higher plane is telling us that it is the way to go. It is the way, accepting the energy without the manifestation, which is very difficult, but it's part of the process of creation. It is part of the process here, so we have to accept that as what it is, and to enjoy whatever energy comes to us. It is good to receive the energy nonetheless, even if it's not manifested. The highest wisdom for us today is the karmic relation. To understand those karmic relations, we are connected to all the beings in our life through karmic bonds, and so we want to balance out. We want to sometimes send violet fire so that things can let the violet fire burn, so the relation becomes the truth become the truth come out, and things become just and a balance, because sometimes people are not very on ethical level. I'm involved in some situation, Spirit informed me there's criminal people in my life that are affecting me directly, but I'm not going to confront them. I don't have any material things, so I have to send the violet fire, and because we cannot let criminality go on internally, otherwise people will continue to do that. So we have to put an end to it, and or ask the universe, ask the angels, the archangels to put an end, to clear you up from hopefully there is no criminals around you, but and those are not like very bad things or anything. It's just, but it's just painful to go through because it creates the idea of somebody that's doing something criminal is like affecting the world around them. They're creating suffering for the other people. That's why we call that criminal in many sense. And the people that are committing white collar crimes are also very, very negative. They're affecting a lot of people in a very negative way. So we want to be kind and generous, but we also want this justice to be re-established. And what we need to understand is spirituality and religion. It is about sticking to the light of one, the great light. So everybody and everything comes from the light. They're just situations that are given us to grow and to learn, to develop this kindness, this forgiveness, and to bring about this equilibrium and balance into situation. What we need to do is the Greco-Roman, to return to our power of creator, to be to return to this great the great power. The Greek gods were very powerful beings, and they were very empowered in their reality, and they work through the forces of astrology. And the outcome will be man woman, the integration of the light body, the immortal body, the body that's neither masculine or feminine. Both will be integrated. We'll still have this persona that's more either masculine or feminine, but will be integrated within this unity consciousness. Well, I hope this resonates with you. What this portal will do is that it will hopefully allow us to move into these higher planes, because everybody's waiting for us up there. Every soul is living up there. Every being that live on the earth is also up there in a much more refined form. So once we are allowed to elevate our consciousness and live in these higher planes, we'll be able to reconnect to all that has everyone and all that has meaning. For God said that there was no separation. Separation can never be. God will always be one, but time and space separate. Time separates us from. There is a gap between time and space. So we came here to experience that, and that is really what the meaning of the experience is. An exercise that can be done. We're waiting for this cosmic flash from the sun, and this has been predicted, so we'll see. It's supposed to come really soon, and one morning we'll feel elevated. For all those who are aware of that, the other one will have to. Some people will not like it, but most people who are attuned to these principles of ascension will be elevated and will feel really good in relationship to that. An exercise that was given that was useful is to expand your right hand towards the sky, and to imagine you touching the galactic sky. Then to take your left hand and bring it down, and imagine you touching the heart of the planet. And then breathe through it and let the energy connect both energies, and thus ask the archangels, the masters, or the galactics, wherever you're comfortable, to infuse their light and solidify this energy, so you can feel this really deep connection both to the galactic sun and to the Earth's core. So it's an exercise you can repeat. Also understanding that even if a situation, if salvation comes from the outside world, it is our soul that's providing it. For there is only one soul, and the soul is completely coordinated on the upper plane. Sometimes I'm being called to speak about the matters of the world, but it's not my preference. It is. I hope to be able to move into a place where I have a studio, where I'll be able to paint and return to take care of my cultural projects. I'm much more interested in philosophy and spirituality and art and science than politics and economy, but this is something that I'm called to do. That's why sometimes I feel the need to express myself, and I may have to do that on the mainstream media. We'll see. For now, I want to publish my book, because I'm not really, people don't listen to me. Once my book will be out, more people will have to envision this possibility of being multidimensional, eternal beings themselves. We have to understand that our soul is our best friend. Sometimes I felt my soul was really hard on me. My soul didn't like me at all. But now I understand my soul is doing everything it can to bring me into this alignment where I'll be able to find my freedom. Also understanding that sometimes whistleblowers and those who are, when we point out to negative aspects of society, we are reinforcing them. We are giving power to those energy when they don't really have power. It's just a temporal aspect. So it's much better to focus. I'm going to realign my communication, because pointing out to defection or defect is not really, sometimes we need to bring it up so that people can see, but not to give it too much power and very quickly move into something, creating something new over it. Not to give power to those dark entities and those dark energies, for there is no need for that. And so this was my essence of my message. I wanted to speak. I wanted to. The painting here behind me is part of. I made 64 of those that are in the style of Mark Roscoe or Richard Diebenkorn, but very different intention. They are the hexagrams of the I Ching, and so this is the hexagram of grace, number 22. And I have all 64. They're really beautiful, and I have the whole exhibition just with those things. I have just a few of them framed, but they're really, really nice. I really like them. I started some paintings, a series of small paintings on canvas, but I want to do it in large canvases. I think that could be a really good exercise once I get set up into a studio. This painting behind me is a scene. There's a lot going on in this scene. It's like I don't know if you're It's like this guy that's sitting in his power. There's three muses there, the cat, and there's blonde girl. There's two other guys here. There's like a checker here. There's all kinds of things going on, and there's paintings inside the paintings. And in this painting, I added some. It's an invocation. It's a between quotation. It's from the gold ring. It was a revelation that was given, and it says, "I am keeper of life, and I hold this frequency pure to grow. I am keeper of life, and I know and I know this energy, the essence of energy flow. Sorry, I am keeper of life, and I share this energy of spirit soul. I am keeper of life, and I move into creation with light and love." So those are very powerful invocation. Sometimes I use invocation. I use philosophy in my work. I think it is powerful, and it adds to the process. When I finish with a song, I was going to sing another song, but I don't have the end of the song, so I'm going to say I sing this one. It's called A Horse with No Name. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all of life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. La 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 la. After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed. And the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. After 9 days I let the horse run free, 'cause the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with a life underground and a perfect disguise all above. Under the cities lie the heart made of a ground, but the human will give no love. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. La 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 la. I thank you very much for sticking to the end. I'm going to pull a last card just for the conclude this message. I'm not really sure what's going to be happening, if I'm going to continue those videos. I thought I'll leave them on anyway, just because there's many aspects of spirituality that have been discussed in those the thousands of videos I've been doing for the past 5 years. And so the situation is the moon, the archangel Aniel. The opportunity to refine your project. Let yourself be guided by your intuition. Face your fear to be stronger. Very beautiful. For the moon is the complement of the sun. It is that we have an eye for the moon and an eye for the sun. It is the illusion and the soul. It is the soul and the ego that is being reflected. And so we want to tune in. We want to integrate the yin and the yang within ourselves in order to develop this light body. Well, I hope you find this message interesting. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for everything, and I'll talk to you later. Salat.